So, what is this business of mental illness? Once I took a course, postgrad course on mental illness, and the lecturer said that 20% of the population were likely to suffer some kind of mental illness within the year. And the lecturer asked, "Why do you think this is happening?" And someone at the back of the class shouted with a lot of confidence, "It's because everyone's trying to keep up with the Jonases." And then I laughed because it would be so good if it was true. And if it was the only reason why people have a mental illness, because we could do many things, like we could run campaigns against keeping up with the Jonases. We could get rid of the Jonases altogether. But it's a lot deeper than that. And I find, as a therapist, I find that pressure, whatever kind of pressure, does not help with keeping people in a good mental state. I also find that the very word mental illness is debilitating, is discriminatory, and we need to do everything we can to include people who have whatever label of mental illness. And I also recommend that people stop talking about mental illness and talk about mental unfitness, because we are all mentally unfit at some stage in our lives. And eventually we get out of that state of unfitness and are able to run our businesses like we were before we got into that state. Definitely reducing pressure. I believe there is a lot of marketing pressure on us. It's not that we want to keep up with the Jonases, it's the marketing pressure is makes us feel like rubbish if we don't buy this and that, or makes us feel a second-class citizen if we don't have this and that. And a lot of the things they sell are absolutely unnecessary. So, what do you think? For me, mental well-being has to do with having the basics for your survival. It has to do with being able to nurture relationships. It has to do with having enough money to do what you want to do. And it has to do with having awareness of who is around you and who is making pressure on you, and how can you cope with that pressure? How can you minimize or eliminate that pressure altogether? And pressure comes from everywhere, including workplaces, schools, family. So a good relationship with your peers, with family, with your loved ones helps almost like an antidote against mental illness. Good luck managing your mental well-being and keeping mentally fit. And if you are mentally unfit, don't despair. There is a solution for every problem.